Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight we're going to be talking about Kobe yet again. I know I don't normally talk about sports. Obviously, this isn't a sports channel, but being that his death was so tragic, it has caused a lot of conversations. One of the conversations in which is the people who had a lot of admiration for him. The next conversation was about his case that was irrelevant to his death that people felt necessary to mention. And then another conversation surrounding his death is the theories in which he passed. So there are all these people who came up with all these theories, and Dr. Umar is one of them. Now, I don't think that he passed from any, people trying to get him or any outlandish thing. I think what happened actually happened. That's just me. But I do want to talk about the people who have come up with some of these theories and what they are saying. And like I said, one in which is Umar. Now, when I seen Umar's theories, I felt like, he was going a little crazy a little bit. And I felt like, I didn't really believe his theory, but I wanted to share it with you guys because when I was looking at him telling the theory, I'm like, is he okay? Like, is he doing right in the head? Is everything working out for him? Something just seemed very off. So I'm going to show you guys what he had to say, what his theory is, and then I'm going to share some other theories. Again, I don't believe in the theories, but these are all the conversations surrounding his passing. And since I touched on the love, the disrespect, might as well now touch on the theories, and then that'll be that. So with that being said, this is Umar's theory, and then I'm going to share other ones as well.
Peace and love, black family. This is the Prince. Pan-Africanism. Dr. Umar Johnson. International Ifa Tunde. The notorious RBG. The most requested black scholar in the world. #1 orator of this century. I've done more than everybody else in the conscious community put together. Check my stats. I'm a Kawhi Leonard to this shit. I'm the MVP. Most valuable psychologist. Most valuable Pan-Africanist. Of course I'm gonna need a wife for FDMG. Need two wives for FDMG. Without question. We're going to need that. She could be chocolate. She could be caramel. She could be sweet brown sugar. She could be butter almond. She could be butter pecan. She can be lemon. She can be peanut butter. Right? She can be pina colada. Any of the beautiful colors that our sisters come in. But she better have a work resume.
Shut the fuck up, bitch. Back the fuck up. If I knock the fuck out you.
Damn, man.
Pussy, hey.
The National Basketball Association is a suspect in Dr. Umar's investigation. That's right. The goddamn NBA is a suspect. As soon as I said that, Mama Oya blew my cell phone off the stand. As soon as I named the NBA as a suspect, Mama Oya, and now the wins is coming.
Shut the fuck up, my nigga.
Real shit,
what are you
though.
talking about?
You trying to drop knowledge.
What are you
Hey. Ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit, man.
Soon when I said the NBA, Orisha Oya blew my phone off the stand. That's not proof that it was the NBA, but that's damn sure some good evidence. That's not proof that it was the NBA, but that's damn sure some good evidence that soon when I mention the NBA, the ancestors blow the cell phone off the stand. I just wanted to point that out. Did y'all see what just happened, brothers and sisters? Did you see what just happened? I've been talking to y'all for how long? How long I've been talking to y'all just now? How long have I been talking to y'all just now? And soon when I mention the NBA as the first suspect in Kobe's death, my cell phone get blown off the stand. That's not proof. It's still debatable, but it's a good piece of evidence. Now, wait a minute. We're going to have a block party. Let me do a block. We having a block party. Quick 2-minute block party. Hold on. Let's have a block party. Who bringing the chips? Who else coming to the block party? We having a block party. I'm bringing the music. I'm bringing the cake. Who else coming to the block party? Hold on, y'all. We having a quick little block party. Quick little block party. They did not crash because of the fog. That was an expert pilot. That was an expert pilot. Kobe was sabotaged. Not to mention, Kobe Bryant was engaged in a legal battle with a big pharmaceutical company over the use of the name Black Mamba. Kobe Bryant was engaged in a legal battle with a very powerful pharmaceutical company over the use of the name Black Mamba. Kobe Bryant was engaged in a legal battle with a pharmaceutical company over the use of the name Black Mamba.
Okay, so I'm going to pause him for a second and then I'll play the rest of what he had to say. The pharmaceutical company that he's talking about is this basically fat burner energy drink. So in response to what he's saying about that part of it, this person is saying this nigga wants you to believe a low-level pharmaceutical company in Norcross, Georgia killed Kobe Bryant over a gas station fat burner. So that's pretty much what it is. And the legal battle with this company started over 5 years ago, and they've been in battle for a very long time. This isn't like, oh, they just start battling over the name and then woo, bam, out of nowhere, Kobe is dead. They have been going back and forth for a while. And at the end of this, I'll read to you guys kind of a little bit of their battle, but I'm going to play a little bit more of what Umar has to say. He goes on to say that there was no fog. Fog had nothing to do with it. And then he starts to talk about how he's seen the crash footage and there was no fog. Actually, he's incorrect because the footage that everybody tried to make viral saying that that was Kobe's crash, that was not Kobe's crash. It wasn't even California that happened. People were circulating a crash that happened over a year ago where somebody had like the helicopter was kind of like falling out of the sky, like one way, it'll swing one way, swing the next way, swing another way. That wasn't Kobe's crash where it was clear skies. That wasn't his crash. I live in California. I live an hour away from LA, and I was in LA Grammy weekend, and it was unusually foggy. It was extremely foggy. When I was driving to LA the night before the crash happened, me and my friend were discussing how crazy the fog was. So some of his information that he's perpetuating is incorrect, and it's not even true. But here is the rest of what he's saying.
You understand me? Radar can see through the fog. Thank you, sister. Radar can see through the fog. They didn't crash because of no damn fog, and it wasn't no wind. The propeller was sabotaged. Kobe Bryant's personal helicopter goes down during a routine 15, 20-minute flight. A flight he'd been making for 25 years, and it goes down. And they still don't have all the answers. First they said 4 people died. Then it was 5 people died. Then it was 9 people died. And then they said it was a fire on board the helicopter. It was a fire beneath the helicopter. And now this morning, they're trying to blame it on the fog. They say it was too foggy for the pilot to take the helicopter, but he asked for special permission. He asked for special permission to take the helicopter anyway. If you see the video of the crash, which is a very heart-wrenching video to watch. I only saw it once. I don't even want to see it again. But when you see that video, fog had nothing to do with that accident. Fog had nothing to do with that accident. That sky was clear enough for him to fly. And all of a sudden, you see the propeller go out. You saw what the hell is Kobe Bryant's propeller going out on his helicopter?
Okay, I'm going to stop him right there because he's giving out incorrect information and I want to pause him. So the incident that he's talking about, the plane crash that he's talking about, where he's talking about there's clear skies, that was a plane crash from a year ago, and it was not even in California because California's skies were very foggy. And then he goes back later to then say that, oh, my bad, I posted the helicopter crash, but that wasn't the crash. And even before he said that, I knew that that wasn't the crash because several people sent it to me and it just wasn't the crash. So he then goes the next day and tells people that he's sorry for posting the wrong crash and talking about the wrong crash. And then he talks crap on the people who reshared the crash because he said it was the crash. And then he started talking crazy about them. Let me show y'all what he said about that, and then I'll show y'all the rest of this theory.
Because the day before yesterday, when I did an early video right here on the campus of FDMG about the loss of the greatest NBA player of all time, I was given some misinformation from a very reliable source of mine, very good friend of mine who sends me things from time to time. And the misinformation was the video, the helicopter crash video, that was not of Kobe. It was of someone else. Okay? And so my friend thought that this was the actual crash video of the greatest NBA player in history, right? But we found out that it was not the video, the crash video of the greatest NBA player in history. And instead, it was of somebody else. So the minute Dr. Umar found out that this was not the crash video of the greatest NBA player in history, what I did when I found out that this was not the crash video of the greatest NBA player in history, what I did was I immediately removed the video from my Instagram. Instagram allows you to keep the video up for 24 hours. I did not allow the video to be up for 24 hours. The minute my friend hit me up and said, "Doc, my apologies, that was not the video of the plane crash involving the greatest NBA player of all time. It was actually someone else. I made a mistake." So what I did, block party. Bring some Pepsi to the block party, my brother. Go get some Pepsi. All right, block party. Bring some chicken wings. We need him to bring some chicken wings. Who else? Anybody else want to come to the block party? We still need, some people drink. We could use a 6-pack. Some people drink. Some people do drink. Let's see who want to bring a 6-pack. So anyway, when my friend contacted me and said, "Doc, that was not the video of the greatest NBA player of all time. My apologies." I said, "No problem." I went on my Instagram and I took the video down. I went on my Instagram and I took the video down. I went on my Instagram and I took the video down. The video was not even up a full day. I took it down the same day. But guess what, brothers and sisters? The human shit flies had already snatched the video. The human shit flies had already snatched the video. What did I tell y'all about the human shit flies? They always around waiting to play in some shit. So even though I took the video down that had the wrong information on it, the human shit flies had already stole the video and started sharing it on Facebook, sharing it on Twitter, sharing it on Instagram.
I mean, he sounds like a nut. Like, you put up the video and then you get mad that people share the video because you tell people you have 6 degrees, you're knowledgeable of this, and you're accredited here and you're accredited there. So people think if you post it, that's the truth. But the people who take your word for it and repost something that was not correct, you're calling them shit flies? A mess. Anyway, so let's get back to his theory on Kobe. And like I said, I just kind of wonder if he's well. And there are actually people who digest this and think that what he's saying is 1 + 1 = 2. To me, I see a person who, I don't know what's really going on, but I don't receive the information like that. I feel like something is going cuckoo in there. But let me proceed to what else he said about the theory. And like he just admitted, a lot of his information is not even correct. But here he goes.
Why did the propeller go out on Kobe Bryant's helicopter? When is the last time you saw a propeller go out on a helicopter? I've been in helicopters. I've been on helicopters. When is the last time you saw the propeller go out on a helicopter? And the reason they sabotaged the helicopter propeller is because when you get on a plane, and I'm not a pilot, but I have pilots as friends, you do all your system checks. You check all the systems. So if you want to sabotage an aircraft, you sabotage the propeller, because that's the one place you don't check. You don't get on top of the helicopter and check the propeller. You don't get on top of the helicopter and check the propeller. And here's the other thing. If the fog was the reason for the crash, why didn't he crash into the mountains? Why didn't he crash into any of the physical structures? They didn't say that. They didn't say that they crashed into a mountain or crashed into the physical structure. They crashed on the ground. The fog was not the reason for the crash. The fog. You know how many times you took an airplane in the fog? You know how many flights I've been in the fog? Helicopters in the fog. I took helicopters in Africa in the fog. In Africa, in Nigeria, in the fog, on a helicopter. They did not crash because of the fog. That was an expert pilot.
Okay, so basically what he's saying is, I've been in a helicopter and nothing happened to me in a helicopter, so how could something happen to Kobe in a helicopter? And I feel like that's kind of equivalent to me being in a car and being like, oh, I drove my car today, I didn't get in an accident, so therefore accidents don't happen. I mean, that's kind of absurd, being that there are accidents that happen. There are helicopter crashes that happen, whether Kobe is in them or not. There are accidents and helicopter accidents, car crash accidents, plane crash accidents. There are slip and fall accidents. There are accidents that happen. And just because it didn't happen to you does not mean that it did not happen to the other person. Now, next thing he says is the whole LeBron whole theory. Now, there were a lot of people who felt this way also. There was a lot of people who went to LeBron's mentions and they were going to his Instagram page, his social media, and they were saying because he passed Kobe's scoring record, that was the reason for this whole situation to happen. And Dr. Umar also lended that as a reason. So, I mean, it's like, what is it? Is it the pharmaceutical company? Or is it the LeBron situation? Like, which one is it? Is it all of them or is it none of them? You know what I mean? Like, what is it? So this is him talking about the whole LeBron thing. And then I'm going to show you a reply to that.
And what else do we know about Illuminati, Colluminati, Bilderbergs, Rothschilds, CFR, Trilaterals? What do we know about the white secret societies that run the world? Whenever they commit a murder of a significant icon or personality, they always do it at a time where it is symbolic, ritualistically symbolic, politically symbolic, historically symbolic. LeBron James passed Kobe in Kobe's hometown of Philadelphia. LeBron James passed Kobe in Kobe's hometown of Philadelphia. En route to a loss to the Sixers, the Lakers lost the game, but LeBron replaced Kobe as the third highest scorer in NBA history. Ain't no coincidences. That's how they play. There's always a ritualistic symbolism to the timing of the assassinations. It is always a ritualistic symbolism to the timing of the assassinations.
So basically, he went from the reason being that he had this battle with a pharmaceutical company to now it's ritualistic, and it's because LeBron James passed him in his scoring. Now, a person replied to that, and I feel like that's what they said is kind of like real talk. So this is what they had to say. Yeah. Let's F with the helicopter because LeBron James passed his scoring record. Instead of murdering the most famous basketball player in the game with the means and funds to produce more opportunity than Kobe, if that's the reasoning, let's just kill Kobe. That's not even strategical. What we gonna do is stop acting like @Dr. Umar Johnson doesn't have mental health issues. Yes, elite agendas are real. Yes, systematic oppression is real, but be responsible enough with the information provided to make a rational denomination and not grasping at the straws for attention. And I feel like what they are saying is facts. It's like, yes, these things do exist. Yes, there are people who, put hits out on people. There are agendas. There are things happening, but let's use our brain in this. And let's have discernment when we are listening to the people who are feeding us this information and we are just gravitating to it. And let's also fact checks what they're saying, because like I said, within what he said a lot of misinformation along with that.
The question is, will his wife talk? Not now. Vanessa's mourning, obviously, but I mean, once, and she'll never get over this, but once she gets to a point where she's able to move forward, which is going to be a while, the question becomes, will Vanessa tell us anything? Will Vanessa tell us anything? And I don't think she can, because they killed her husband and her daughter. Taking that daughter, for me, was a message to Vanessa. Killing their oldest daughter, rest in peace to Gigi, was a message to Vanessa to keep your mouth shut. That was a message to the wife. That was a message to the wife. The murder of the oldest daughter was a message to the wife. So the question is there anybody who was around them who could tell us what was really going on? But Kobe was about to make a major move, brother.
Okay, so that's enough of Dr. Umar, and let's go on to the other theories that was going on. So when he passed, there was a lot of people who wanted to do algebra. 1 + 1 = 11 = 12 = plus times this and that, and you add this year with that year, and they want to add all of this stuff up, and then that adding up to this and that means that this is why he passed. It was just a lot of that. So let's get into that, and I'm going to share with you guys what people felt about that. Okay, so people wanted to take the year that he was born and subtract it from 2020, and then take the year that Gigi was born and subtract it from 2020, and then add all 4 numbers, and then don't be shocked. So this was going around, and people wanted to put that in the atmosphere, and I think I seen this probably reshared the most. And then there were people who were adding all kind of other numbers together as well. Countless adding and subtracting, and people found this last one quite hilarious, and this is what a lot of the responses to that were. Guys, so that's pretty much that on that. I shared the good, I shared all of the people who gave him his roses, all of the people who had admiration for him. I shared the people who said bad things. And now in this video was kind of like the end of my Kobe installment. And this was the theories that people had surrounding why he reached his demise and why the tragedy ended in that way. I myself, like I've said time and time again, I think that this is just a very unfortunate event where 9 people lost their lives, but there are people who feel like there is a reason. And if you are one of those peoples, then hey, kudos to you. Believe what you believe. I'm gonna believe what I believe. I have family members who just die out the blue. Tragedies happen. And I believe that every single celebrity that dies, it's not a big old conspiracy. Death happens and tragedy happens and unfortunate events happen. And I myself personally, I don't think that every single death is wrapped around some type of bigger picture. I feel like there's just things that happen, you know, and this is how the world works. But with that being said, if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If your notifications are not on, turn on your post notifications. I kind of have other celebrity news and gossip to focus on, and this isn't really kind of like the demographic of my page, but I also want to post things that I get interested in, and I was kind of interested in this whole Kobe thing, and so I wanted to cover it in its totality as far as like what people said good, what people said bad, and then the theories that they had, because there was so many layers around this, and I kind of wanted to cover it all, even though I know that this probably won't be like a really popular video. There's so much stuff happening right now that I could be covering that is more popular, but you know, I get in my mode sometimes where it's just like I kind of want to cover the things that I kind of feel like, hold up, like I want to give my input on this, even though it may not be a popular subject. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Okay, with that being said, like I said, that's that on that. Let me know what you think. Do you think that there was a bigger picture, a bigger theory? What do you think? Let's talk about it down below. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. If you made it to the end, thanks for rocking with your girl. You know what I'm saying? And catch me on my Instagram. I kind of been dropping a lot more tea on my Instagram first before I get it to my YouTube. So if you want to be up to date on what is going on, definitely follow my Instagram, which is @neek@night_. And then after that, my commentary will come later type of thing. But you know what I'm saying? You don't want to miss out. So follow me Instagram, follow me here, follow me there, follow me everywhere. Okay, for real. Bye.